Dry wines usually don't do well with desserts. Usually, the wine has to be sweeter than the dessert, otherwise bad things happen. The wine tastes bitter, the dessert doesn't taste as good as it should. But chocolate is a different case, particularly if you have very high quality chocolate. Because very high quality chocolate has very little sugar in it. It has a balanced character all of its own, and that can work beautifully with a young red wine with a lot of fruit character. And what these high quality chocolate bars do is add just enough sugar to the cacao to bring it into balance, so it's not really sweet, but it's not bitter anymore. Now the dry red I chose for this is a young Syrah from Washington State, Doyen, which is made by DeLille Cellars. It's very rich, it has a lot of youthful fruit, but it has a beautiful balance. Let's taste these chocolates and see what works. That's a classic bittersweet chocolate in the sense that it does have a little bit of a bitter character, but it's just balanced enough so that it doesn't taste bitter, it just tastes like really dense chocolate. The wine balances beautifully. It shows everything that it had without the chocolate, and now it's bringing out some extra nuances. It's almost like a little bit of dried cherry in the background. It's a little bit sweeter than the Dagoba. It's interesting, just a little bit more sugar changes the balance of the wine. And it's still in a beautiful balance, but it's just not as big and round and generous as it was to begin with. It's more focused. And this is a special chocolate bar that actually has cacao nibs in it. And by mixing it in with the chocolate, it brings down the sense of sweetness in the chocolate bar. The cacao nibs, by bringing down the sweetness, really emphasize the fleshiness of the wine. So whereas the straight chocolate, straight bittersweet chocolate, kind of narrowed the focus of the wine, this one kind of expands it into almost like Technicolor Panavision kind of thing. You've got all kinds of fruit going on, plus it picks up, the cacao nibs pick up a little bit of earthiness. This is really a pretty sexy combination. This one is just an extra dark chocolate. And when you taste it, it's not as cocoa-y as some of the others. It's very good. Yeah, that starts to narrow down the wine. Now we're getting, it really emphasizes the tannin in the wine. It's the effect you'd expect to get when you have a sweet dessert with a dry wine. But what it does is kind of takes a lot of the joy out of the wine. It makes it a little more austere. So what's the secret to matching red wine with chocolate? Well, two things. First of all, pick a red wine that's youthful, has some good fruit character of its own, and has a kind of a rich balance to it. You don't want a mature red that has more spice and earth and other stuff going on. You want a wine that emphasizes the fruit. The second thing is you want to pick a chocolate that just gets enough sweetness in it to balance the bitter. So you look for something that's at least 60% cacao, and also look at the nutrition label and see how much sugar is in a serving. If it's less than about 13, around 13, 14 or less, probably going to be okay. So those are the two things that'll make it work.